Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders. And this carries into the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Of the game for Josh Jacobs. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
At the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Shotgun now for Carr. And he's caught by the rookie from Bama. It's Henry Ruggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play. First down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
Josh Jacobs.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Carr completes it, and he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to it and forcing a 3rd down.
Yeah, great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps them pick up the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Running is Jacobs. Fighting his way through contact. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Into the red zone. It's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. And it is caught. It's Ruggs. Touchdown, Vegas. Henry Ruggs. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The former Missouri Tiger Drew Lock will be at quarterback as he leads out the Denver Broncos.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger, throwing touchdown passes.
Had 4 of those picks led to the loss. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
He was brought down at the 28.
The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon. 14 carries, 75 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to them early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so that some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lock. And that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
It's now 3rd and less than a yard.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
That's good for a Las Vegas.
I thought when Josh Jacobs was coming out of the University of Alabama, he was an absolutely perfect fit for John Gruden's offense with the Raiders. And it turned out, in this case, I was absolutely right. Led the NFL rookies in rushing a year ago, 1,150 yards. In fact, the only rookie to top the 1,000-yard barrier. And this kid is a workhorse who can carry the football in any situation and catch it out of the backfield.
Darren Waller, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs, and he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And this is going to be incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Broncos nothing.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. From the gun, it's Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
On first down, it's Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. This defense very accustomed to trying to stop Melvin Gordon. It's the same division, the AFC West, but a different uniform for Gordon, spending 5 years with the Chargers before joining these Broncos in the offseason. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 47. Now Gordon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. The 20. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, you've got to have a secondary that can find a way to him and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
This pass from Carr taken in by Waller. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Carr, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Some might say that he's got looked at in and absorbed the contact, but even at his size, that's a tough throw to hold on to. And he was unable to on that attempt.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Carr. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 14. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessful.
Completes it to Aguilar. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. They had enough yards for the 1st down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No 1st down.
His kick is good. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage.
Broncos 7.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find one to get you into the end zone and get you 6?
K.J. Hamler on the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He'll let it go deep for Foster. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Robert Foster, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And he's got it up and through. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. 25-yard time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The Raiders try to move quickly, trying to get everybody back to the line. The open man here, Renfro. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now on 1st down. That is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. A slant to Jones. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 18. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 18.
That was a pretty route right there, because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that is caught. It's Ruggs. Touchdown, Vegas. Henry runs. In the final seconds of the first half, and the Raiders have retaken the lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. K.J. Hamler returning it. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and
the ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. He will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Broncos 14.
It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. Hamler now to return it. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Drew Lock once again leads the Broncos out. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
It's a gain of 6.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Corey Littleton there on the tackle.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They look to throw. It's Locke. This is the tight end fan. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 19. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target, and he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Second down and 3 with right around 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Threes all around. Throwing now is Locke. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it ends with a Denver touchdown.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Henry Ruggs and the Raiders set to go back to work. Individually. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the gun, Carr will find his tight end. That's Waller. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. That's Aguilar with it on the jet sweep. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. On the tackle that time, Shelby Harris. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Carr. And it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. Complete to Jones. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. A little tough on the secondary there. In zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to man coverage. Everyone.
It's caught at the 6-yard line. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr as they have taken the lead.
And that 3rd counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
And that one gives them a 3-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the 3rd quarter, but a moment ago, the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. They got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9. That's the end of the
back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Locke. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Down Broncos.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now Gordon on 1st down. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Gordon, the ball carrier.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
From the 39, Locke. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Intended for Noah Fant. Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Locke now to throw. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
McMillan on the tackle.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Locke. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guy's playing it, but really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. working out of the gun. And he fires one that's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies.
The ball carrier.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4 yards.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Gain of 5.
Well, clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It's a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now Drew Lock and the Broncos. Down 24-21, 2:09 to play. They'll have one play, maybe two, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And the Broncos first down.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Escaping the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed him. Instead, 2nd down.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Lock to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. defensively? You pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They're able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's locked. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Carr. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. A gutsy decision there going for it on 4th, but they got it, and that likely puts an end to this one.
Indeed, it was gutsy because there's so many other options they probably could have exercised in that situation, but they bet on themselves, and it paid off.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big